How's the Wasp aftermath? I ordered like 6 cans of industrial bug spray, and I'm just gonna spray them while they're all trapped in their cage and kill them, and then I will dig up the hive afterwards. I have to deal with the wasps first somehow. They're all still sitting in there. They've calmed down now, they've accepted their fate. I have chickens, so my plan is I'm gonna bug spray the initial wasps, kill them, and then I'm gonna turn the ground over, dig up the hive, and then I'm gonna just release the chickens. And they're just gonna eat all the lava and shit. Why not call an exterminator slash bug removal person? Because I take great joy in exterminating every single fucking wasp. Why would I give that to someone else? Wasps are cool. Wasps are bitch made. So a psychopath. I'm not a psychopath. If it was bees, wouldn't harm them. Wasps, their only purpose is to fucking inflict pain and suffering. They're actually rodents of the insect world. They're vermin, dude. They also pollinate. They can pollinate heaven when I send them there. I'm not gonna film me killing them though, because I think that's psychotic. People keep being like, we want to see stage 3 on Twitter. And I'm like, I don't want to show you the mass. I don't want to show you the act of mass killing them. I don't think that's like poetic. I might allude to it. I'll show you the aftermath, but I'm not gonna, it's too much. Maya will hunt you down for killing wasps? I don't think so. Maya loves bugs? Okay, you think Maya loves wasps? Yes? You think if Maya walked out of her front door and there was just a giant wasp hive right by her doorstep, she would just be like, oh, it's theirs now. They pollinate. Pretty much, yeah. You guys are just wrong. Should get them moved humanely somewhere nice. You can't move wasps humanely, bro. They do pollinate. Wasp hate is just because people grow up scared of them? Is that why people hate wasps? Or is it because some types can just fucking kill you because they feel like it? Look, bees are good, wasps are bad. You're not going to change my mind on this. We didn't learn that when you blow at a wasp, the carbon dioxide makes them aggressive. Okay, but there's carbon dioxide in the air. So you're just saying that they just breathe in carbon dioxide and become aggressive? They're just aggressive? They're just always aggressive? Are you confusing wasps with hornets? I feel like wasps are just a small hornet, though. I feel like wasps are just like little stunted hornets. Equally as angry. Hornets are under the wasp family. Yeah, they're all related, bro. Look, all I'm saying is, I'm about to kill a whole hive of wasps. If you have a problem with it, you can join them in the bucket and get bug sprayed in your eyes. Let's see if they decide if you're an ally or not. When you hop in my cage, my wasp cage, to advocate. It's kind of fucked up. It's like me being like, hey, I'm gonna kill this lion. If you disagree, I'll put you in the lion's cage and you see if you're friends with it. You can't win. Look, man, if it was just me, I wouldn't care. I have a 7-year-old daughter. She got like stung yesterday by a wasp. So now, I'm sorry to say, exterminatus is in effect. If it had been me, wouldn't care. They stung my 7-year-old daughter. She can't play in the garden. She's too scared to go in the garden now. Exterminatus is in effect. I have to eradicate every single one of them. Purge the heretics. It's happening. I can't help it. I'm sorry. Maya, I hope this never gets to Maya. Because when I go to see JP, we're actually going to go to Maya's retreat and hang out. And that should be a lot of fun. I don't want Maya's first impression of me to be me committing exterminatus on a wasp colony. It's not even the first time I've done this, is the f***ed up thing.
It's a tiny f***ing towel.
I'm a known wasp and hornet killer. Exterminators hate me and fear me, for I do what they do with none of the tools and no price tag. For the love of the game. So I ran a hose into their hive for 2 hours yesterday, and all it did was piss them off. I don't know if it was just that hot that the ground just soaked up all the 2 hours of fucking hose piping, and they didn't get hit anywhere. Did you try the gasoline thing? Before you ask, it's fumes, not fire. I haven't tried the gasoline thing. I'm gonna try my method first. I'm gonna bug spray, because I have them all trapped in like I'll show you. But this is, I put a little waste bin on top of the nest hole, and the holes are too small for them to get through. And I weighted it down. So that there's hundreds of them just trapped in this little fucking bin. I'll show you guys the video. They're all trapped in there. So I think I'm gonna just spray that bitch with bug spray, kill them all, and then I'm just gonna dig up the hive. You should have seen how fucking angry they were when I got them yesterday, dude. Wait, let me see if I've still got the video. Oh, that's why, oh yeah, I'm also hesitant about bug spraying them because the chickens will eat them and then get sick. So I don't really know what to do about that. This was them yesterday. They were fucking pissed. When I first caught them, that's when I first put the thing on. They were actually livid. And then now they've like kind of accepted their fate a little bit. I was thinking of just starting a fire right next to the wasps. Like I'll just shepherd my chickens to the other side of the field. start a fire next to the wasps, and just blow the smoke towards the hole. I wonder if that would do anything, though. I think smoke works well, right? They're digging a new way out 100%. I think if I had just sealed them straight away, they would dig, but because I gave them, like, space to move around, I don't think they've, like, started digging yet to get out. Smoke doesn't even kill them, though, does it? It just makes them chill. Maybe I do just grab my fucking, Henry vacuum. Maybe I grab my... Maybe I grab my Henry, and I just suck them all up. But, like, wouldn't they just fly out of the vacuum once I'm done? Yeah, so, like, what the f*** do you do? There's literally a video where a dude says not to do most of what you're saying. Okay, but how do I kill them motherfuckers, dude? For $200, you can get a pro? Yeah, but for $10, I can get some diesel. Okay, what if I made a moat, right? Like, I put, like, I made a moat of, like, gasoline. Would the fumes just take them out? Like, if I just lined the outside of this with mugs and filled the mugs with gasoline, it's too windy, right? It wouldn't work. You got enclosed so the gas vapor's trapped. Okay, what if I just pour a ton of gasoline into their nest and then I place a bucket on top of the waste bin and seal them in with the gasoline fumes? The only reason I'm a little bit apprehensive about that is because if they somehow mutate and adapt to the gasoline and become killer super hybrid wasps, I have the bucket over the top, I won't know. And then when I lift it up, they'll launch a full-scale invasion and I'll have to 1v1,000. And I think I would still win, but holy f***. Link me the YouTube vid.
Most of the homeowners have no idea where the ground nests are when I go to do a yellow jacket ground nest removal for them. So I'm going to show you guys the telltales that I look for as a removal expert when I'm sussing out a wasp nest that's in the ground for a client. So the first thing I do when I'm looking for a ground nest is following the flight pattern in reverse. So they're flying out this way and I'm following that back.
Okay, I have the ground. I already found the HQ, man.
See this? Up and down. Follow them backwards, down into the grass, and that's where the nest is. Come on. Let's check it out.
Bro, you're on a green screen. Don't say come on like that. This isn't Dora the Explorer, bro. This is serious business. Why did he say that?
All right.
How's he not getting stung? I mean, I was this close, and I was flooding them with a hose, and I still didn't get stung.
Ground nest removals that I do is the first thing I have to do is locate the hole. So as you can see, I trailed down the activity back and forth and located the entranceway to this nest. However, there were 3 different holes, and that's why when people often suggest about me just dumping gasoline down a hole, this is a prime example as to how that doesn't always work. If you're a layperson and you decide you want to take on a nest yourself and you think you're just going to spray an entranceway and that's going to kill the nest, you may be in for a rude awakening when you wake up the next morning and go down there thinking they're all dead.
Chat, you don't think there's a second hole, right? Because it look from my video, it's pretty set in stone. I mean, it seems like I got them, right? Like, they wouldn't all be coming out here if they had another way. Right? They can dig. I know they can dig, bro.
The only thing I do are wasps.
But I didn't block their entranceway. I trapped them. They're not smart enough to be like
to have a state.
They wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, I blocked that. I caged them. I didn't seal. Like, if I'd have sealed it, they would have dug a new one. But I didn't. I caged them. So they come out, and they're like, what the f***?
I did end up finding, there was about 3 or 4 different rodent tunnels here, and that's what wasps use to build their nest. They build in rodent tunnels. So they were intersecting.
Dude, that makes so much sense. That's what's happened. Because I have a big rat problem on my farm. So what's happened is, rats have dug a tunnel trying to get into the chicken hutch. Because it's right next to the chickens. The rats have tried to dig into the chicken hutch. And the wasps have just taken over the rat tunnel and made a fucking giant nest. God damn it. I hate rats too.
All over the place down underneath where this used to be some old sort of stump or root system. So this is sped up a little bit just to see how I actually go.
Do you have a rat cat?
The hole dug.
Kinda.
And, I'd like to cut off a nice little chunk of sod. That way I can put that.
If by rat cat you mean I bought my dad a fucking .22 caliber air rifle with a night scope and he just sits on his roof and shoots rats.
right back over the.
He
the
fucking
once
loves
I
it.
fill in.
He loves it.
So this was down there quite a ways, and the main goal obviously was to suck up as many of the foragers as I can with the vacuum.
He just goes out at night
then,
and just sits there with a fucking
expose the nest and then
with
pull that
a
out
can
in
of
big
Coke
chunk.
and just
It was
fucking
about the
snipes
size of a
rats.
small basketball. It was
He loves
probably
it, dude.
about maybe 10 inches wide. I was just trying to excavate a little bit more of the soil to expose as much of the nest as I can. You guys are seeing this cut down. This was about a 2-hour removal, and the exploration trying to find the dang thing was probably the longest part of it. But yeah, so I didn't want them to
Dude,
swarm. And
look how
this
big it
being
is
right
in the
next to
ground.
street,
It's
I also
crazy.
didn't want anybody to get stung, any bystanders or anything. So trying to mitigate as much as you can the swarm is paramount.
Chat, what if I order a beekeeper outfit off Amazon and I get Dodger and I film me digging this motherfucker up? Is that content?
Because, I mean...
Please get a professional to do it. No, brother, look, I want to dig this up, pull the nest out, and give it to my chickens. And I want to film them like Jurassic Park, rip the fucking nest to pieces, and eat everything. That's what I want to do. I got 3 geese, 7 chickens, and 2 turkeys up there, dude, that would fucking go to town on this thing.
So this hole was a rodent hole.
You're not going to
It
do
was
that without a
about
lot of
maybe,
pain? But if I get
size
a
of a
beekeeping
half-hour
outfit, I'll be
diameter.
fine. That's not how it works. What do you mean that's not how it works? I'm not allergic. Look, I don't care if they sting me, bro.
That was all you...
Look, I actually think that stinging you is based on fear. I think if they smell fear, they sting you. And I just am so unafraid of wasps. It's not even funny. I walked over to that hive. I was stood over it, pouring water in, and they were swarming me. I didn't get stung. Why don't you
Me
hire someone to
removing
get
it
it out?
is-
Let me tell you something, man. The cost I would pay to hire a guy to get that wasp nest out, I could order 3 days of Uber Eats while streaming and eat shit food and get fatter for the same price as me paying a guy to do that wasp nest. All right? When I could just do the wasp nest myself and eat more burgers and have them delivered to me. Understand
slow motion.
where my
See
priorities
a little
lie.
bit.
I can't believe you guys don't have
When I'm
faith in
doing
me,
these
dude.
removals, the last thing I'm thinking about is what the shot looks like. But look at the entranceway there. That hole.
What if I just bought one of those like full body latex suits? You know, like the mannequin looking ones with like they don't even have eye holes. And then I cut 2 like a gimp suit. And then I just cut 2 little eye holes and I wear like swimming goggles. I would be fully covered. I'm just trying to think of a cost effective solution to sealing my body.
Is humongous. You could
I didn't
fit
say
a cat
latex.
down there.
I didn't say latex suit. You know, like when people do like, they're like a green man. They like have the full body suit with the head on. They're like a green man. They're like cloth.
Some back.
You did though? Because someone in chat said it. I was like, yeah, kind of like that, but
It's all about recycling.
a good beekeeper suit is
All about
$200. See that?
recycling. So you see
Okay.
here, ginger
Let
shark.
me explain this situation, okay? The cost to pay a guy to come out and take care of these bees is $200. Or I buy like a good suit for $200 and then teach a man how to fish. All right? Then next time this happens, I'm ready.
Pecking it open. So she's
I have the
really
suit.
kind of cracking into the feces.
Dude, yesterday it was like a fucking Marvel movie. So Dodger has 2 chickens, okay? My wife has 2 chickens. My mother has 5 chickens, 2 turkeys. And they're at separate ends of the field because chickens have like a pecking order. They don't get along, whatever. They don't get along with each other. Of the 2 chickens that we have, me and my wife, one of them is called Cindy, okay? Cindy is a nickname for Cindyblock. She is the biggest chicken you've ever seen in your life. She is a fucking colossal chicken. She does not care for anything. I have another chicken who is really tiny, who's a baby, called BB, who we just got. And so I let my chickens out and I let the other chickens out, and eventually they bumped into each other in the field. So I turn around and I see like 5 chickens chasing BB. Like they're chasing her, they're pecking her, they're beating her up. And I'm like, oh, hell no. It was like a scene out of Marvel and I was the Hulk, dude. They like trapped her in a corner and I hopped the fence and I was like, "Rrrr!" And I just like swiped like 3 chickens. They were, like through the air. I was like throwing the other chickens out the way to save my chicken. And then I saved BB, and then I was like, oh, maybe Cindy's in trouble too, right? So I'm going looking for Cindy, and I see all the chickens are like, so the chickens, my mom's chickens are up here. They have like their own like food area, and I see all of them in a semicircle in the food area, but they're not doing anything. They're just staring. And I see Cindy just eating their food and looking at them. And there's like 6 fucking chickens. There's 5 chickens and a turkey. Like, got Cindy surrounded. And she's just mogging. She's just looking at them like, do something. And they're like not doing anything. They're not pecking. They're not trying to like get to her. They're just standing there. And she's just eating. And then looking at them. And then eating. And I'm like, that's... it's so fucking funny. Meanwhile, BB's like... and I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. And I'm like, where's Cindy? And Cindy was just clapping cheeks. It's good because they always stick together. So then when all the other chickens try and pick on BB, normally Cindy just aura farms and they just don't do anything. But this was like this is one of the few times they got separated. I have a lot of animals now, man. I feel like I could do like a mini Alves sanctuary. What do we have? I have 2 tortoises, a gecko, 2 turkeys, 5 chickens, 3 geese, 2 pigs, 5 sheep, 3 dogs, 3 cats. Is all the animals that we have. You're gonna get a cow? No, I actually want to get a goat. I want to get a little goat. They're so fucking funny, dude. I want to get a little goat, but I'm worried that the goat would start headbutting Peach and my daughter. But I want a little goat, man. How much fucking work is this? Well, the animals are cared for mostly by my mom and my mom's kind of like semi-retired, so she just looks after the animals for fun. And then my sister is she's actually got a degree in farming. And she's a shepherdess, so she breeds the sheep. So she looks after the sheep and the pigs and stuff. So I don't really have to do anything. I just, like, check on all the chickens and replace their food and water and stuff. I know someone with 2 kids under 6. They got 2 goats as pets for them. They get along great. Dude, I might get a goat. I might get a little goat. So if you get a goat, you might want to disbud them so they don't have horns. The problem is all my sheep have horns. So I wouldn't want to get rid of my goat's horns because then... if he still has horns, he can play with the sheep. Because the sheep f*** each other up, man. They be headbutting each other all the time for who's going to be in charge. I have that breed of sheep that, like, all have huge ram horns. And they've got, like, the pitch black faces. These are the ones I have. These guys. And they got, like, big horns. They're, like, designer sheep. They're, like, up to 15 grand per sheep. But even the girl ones have horns. They have like big curly horns. But they look like this when they're lambs. It's really cute. And they like little dogs. They like hop around and follow you. And like meh. That's too adorable. Yeah, they're really cute. Did you say 15 grand, not $15? Yeah. Yeah. These sheep go from anywhere between like $2,000 to $20,000. How much did you pay? My sister, I think she got a pretty good deal. She paid like bottom end, but then she bought one of the sheep and then like 3 weeks later it had a baby. And then the person that sold us the sheep was like, oh yeah, my bad. They didn't know the sheep was, because apparently there's no way to tell if a sheep is pregnant until they have the baby or until they're right about to have it. So the owner said what must have happened was there was a male sheep in the field in the other field. So what must have happened was the male sheep jumped the 6-foot fence, had sex with all of the lady sheep, and then jumped back again, and then they sold the sheep. And they just, well, I guess you got 2 for 1. Congrats. We got free lamb. Always wanted a Manx Locan sheep. What is that? Oh, that looks cool. That is a cool looking sheep. Aren't these the ones where you've got to file the horns down or they grow into their eye? They're the ones, right? If you don't file their horns down, they grow into their eye socket. It's fucking horrible. But that's because of human breeding, I think, right? Or just because of captivity. Because normally they would just, like, grind their horns down on trees and shit.
Particular nest.
You have an old vacuum cleaner? The best solution is probably to vacuum and then... Wait, so, alright. Try and explain this to me. I empty the vacuum bag out of my vacuum. I fill the base with soapy water. And then I vacuum them in, and then they fall in the soapy water and die. Is that the strat? Not a bag, a shop vac. What the f*** is a shop vac? Hello, Ada. Hi, darling. Chat, have you ever met Ada? Hi, Peachy. I don't think you've ever met Ada, huh? let me show you guys Ada. She's big. Hello, darling. Hello. This is Ada. She's only 8 months old. Hello. Get out. She's fucking huge, dude. She's like the biggest dog I've ever fucking seen in my life. She's a Dane puppy. She's not a Dane. She's like a crossbreed of a Dane and a Doberman or something. She's a crossbreed. But she's like, brother, she is the complete opposite of Peach. I've never heard that dog bark once ever. She is silent, always happy, doesn't make a fucking sound. And Peach is just like, yap, 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 just yapping non-stop, dude. I'm like, I fucked up. Clark loves it though. Good that it's mixed. Pure Danes get hurt often. Yeah, I think that's why. But she's got a cyst on her tail, and every time she wags her tail and it hits something, it bursts and it bleeds really bad. So the doctor's taking a look at, but if it ends up like not healing properly, then she might have to like get her tail amputated or like partly amputated because she's bleeding everywhere. It's causing her a lot of pain. But is it a joint cyst? No, it's literally right on the end of her tail. It's like a huge cyst, and they keep draining it, but it just keeps coming back. They can't get rid of it. Every time she hits it on something, it like fucking bleeds everywhere. So, but we'll look after her. Have the sister? I don't know the details of it. She's not my dog. She's my sister's. She happy regardless. She's a happy dog. She's a fucking absolute monster though, dude. She just goes wherever she wants. Peach is very proper. Like Peach won't go in my mum's house, or my sister has like a tiny home that she lives in the field where she looks after the animals because she's saving up to buy a place. And like Peach goes nowhere she's not meant to go. She's like very like, I'm not allowed to go here. Ada is the complete opposite. The other day, I was asleep in my house and I got woken up by Ada in my bedroom. Like she went into my house, up my stairs, into my bedroom and was like, yo, wake up. I'm like, how the fuck did you even like get in here? Firstly. Secondly, why are you in my bed? Like she just goes wherever she wants. One time I had hot wings and I left the whole box of hot wings, like the bones, on my desk. I went to get a drink. I came back in. She climbed through my office window and she had eaten the entire box of chicken bone. Like she was swallowing them whole because she's so big. Yeah, it can be bad, but it wasn't bad. There was no issues. We watched her for a bit and she was fine. This was ages ago. This was like months ago. But she literally swallowed all the chicken bones whole and was like, cool. Thanks. Through the windows, crazy work. They're like low windows. They're like the ones that open like this. So yeah, she came in through the window. She's a psycho, dude. She just goes where she wants. Ada versus Cindy, who wins? Ada is like huge, but doesn't realize, because she's a baby, she doesn't realize the power she wields. Whereas Cindy is just like, has insane aura. Do you guys want to see Cindy? Should I go get Cindy? All right, hold up. This is my girl, Cindy. You a boss bitch, huh? Dude, look at them claws. Look at them talons. They will shred you up. You good? She's a very calm chicken. You calm, huh, go? Yeah. Getting a bit antsy. It's okay. Hi, Ada. Nice cock. It's actually a hen, but thank you. Make it do a head bob? I don't know how to do tricks with it, dude. That's the mic! That's the mic! Cindy! It's cool. Chill. Hey, come on. Chill. She's big, though. It's a big hen. Okay. Wanna go outside? Dude, she got me like, look. She barely touched me and she did that. That scratch. Them fucking claws, man. That's why when I tell you guys I could easily beat an eagle in a fight, I understand what weapon they possess. I'm just not afraid of it. You understand me? You almost lost to a chicken? No, I didn't. Also, that chicken is... That's not just any chicken. That's like the Chuck Norris of
Littering
chickens,
the
bro.
nest,
That's Cindy.
and it kind of
Comparing a chicken to an
so I
eagle is
sped up a good
crazy.
little
Okay, but their
section
feet
of
are
this
pretty
so you can
similar.
see the,
No?
but she,
Brother, yes they are. Yes they are. Their feet are bigger? Yeah, their feet are bigger, bro. Like a turkey. Do you want me to bring one of the turkeys in? Because I have those too. And I guarantee you a turkey's foot is as big as an eagle's foot.
and just
The turkeys are... Look, I would bring a turkey in, but they're hard to catch, man. Them motherfuckers do not like being picked up. It will run. I will come in sweaty, out of breath. It's not worth it.
Order too. Ginger, Angel
It's
was
not
second
worth
in
it for me.
command.
They're
However,
fucking quick. They're still prey? Yeah, but brother... Look, these birds all descended from velociraptors, okay? They all have the same fucking claws. I would up an eagle. Anyone who thinks they can't beat an eagle in a fight, dude, there's no hope for you. There's no hope for you if you don't think you could beat an eagle. Would I get cut up? Yes. Would I get a little bit maimed? A little bit. The eagle is dead, though. I win. Look at this and tell me it's the same. Bro, do you see how small and pathetic this person's hand is? They're the same, bro. This is like a motherfucking child's hand, just trying to look cool. I got those, like, you can hold a basketball in one hand hands, okay? If I did this with the eagle claw, it would look stupid. Baby Hands Johnson posing with an eagle, dude.
already
Insane that you tried to
demanded
use that.
chicks
Which
and
tell eagles have claws as
flaps
big
their
as our
wings out
hands.
and-
Okay, but that's all
Doesn't
they
get that
have,
right,
man.
but she's
Once
a-
I have a
she's a
hand
bit
on the
honcho
eagle, it
second
loses. That's it. Once I have any
You guys
part of
have
it,
you
a
have the
wing or a
ability to
foot,
have
it don't
some
matter. Once I
yard
have
birds
grip,
like these guys,
the eagle's
definitely
dead.
do it. Having chickens around,
That's
is
it.
hysterical. It's great for pest removal. I
How
hate
about
having
this?
Flies and Japanese beetles and things around my yard, and these girls just
Again,
decimate
bro.
those populations, which is awesome.
That is
And then along with
the
my wasps,
human's
they do
hand
wa-
is the
wasps
same
around,
size as
so
that.
That's great too.
That's also a small
be having
person,
some
but
updates on
you
the,
can see.
on the chicks,
Look at
probably my next
that's
video.
one human finger.
This particular video has taken me.
It's the same length as that,
Probably 5 or 6 days to edit down.
dude.
Improve
I win.
my quality. I'm
I
always
win.
trying to improve for myself.
I win.
And, but then also for
He's
my
coping so
viewership,
hard.
I like
I'm
to
not,
have
bro. I
people
just win.
enjoy what they- this-
It's
this
engagement.
newer
It's
story
not
that
engagement
I've
farming. No, it
made.
actually pisses me off that you guys. It actually pisses me off that you guys. It's not even that you don't think I could win, because that mentality is based in you thinking you can't win, and then projecting it onto me. That's what that is. So I'm upset that you guys think that you can't beat an eagle, and then you're projecting that onto me, because I would win. You would win too if you just locked in. Why do I want to fight an eagle? What if the eagle tried to pick up your child and fly away, and then you saved your child? You grabbed it before it was too late. You saved your child. Then the eagle was like, all right, 1v1 me now. He dive bombs you. He's trying to kill you now. What do? Do you win or lose? I win every time. I'm like a fucking anti-air missile of a human, okay? Anything that flies, I win. Hornets, wasps, bees, I win. Eagles, I win. Geese, I win. I've had multiple 1v1s with the geese. I win. That's why I like Monster Hunter so much. Flying monsters in Monster Hunter, I win. Rathalos, I win. Raydal, I win. Would you fight a cassowary? Yeah, and I'd win. I'd beat an ostrich too. That's not even a flying bird. Technically, that's a ground one. So maybe I wouldn't be an ostrich. He's ground. He understood he understood that in order to become strong, you have to give up flight, because flight is a weakness. The ostrich understood. I don't think I would fight an ostrich out of respect for the ostrich. Please look up a cassowary. I've seen a cassowary, bro. They just have a big beak. That's it. Wait, is cassowary the one with the insane claws? Am I thinking of a different one? A cassowary is the one that just kick fucking holes in you. Okay, cassowaries cannot fly. There you go, dude. It don't matter. Cassowaries don't count. They can't fly. I specifically said if it flies, I can kill it. Still a bird? Nah, it can't fly. I thought cassowary, I was thinking of something else, where the cassowary is like an actual fucking velociraptor, real life velociraptor. I wouldn't with a cassowary, I don't think. That shit would claw my intestines out of my body. Real talk. So would an ostrich, to be fair. Although I have seen people handling ostriches and it's like pretty easy. They just bite a lot. I was thinking of a shoebill. Yeah, I'd a shoebill up. That shit has got like the most frail hollow bones ever, dude. It's just all beak. Look, anything that flies, that actively flies, I would beat in a fight. Anything. Vulture, I win. Anything, man.
Andean condor?
Dude, anything. Emus can't fly, chat. They don't count. I know that emus beat the Australian military. They don't count. What about pterodactyls? Pterodactyls couldn't even beat themselves, bro. They went extinct. They couldn't even beat nature. How are they going to beat the fucking perfect specimen of it? Anything that is alive today that flies, I win. Obviously not. Obviously not. We're not talking about man-made. We're talking about like an attack helicopter. I'm talking about an animal. Has to be living? Of course it has to be living. How am I going to fight it if it's not living? I think a swarm of bees kills you. African honeybees. I just outrun them. A swarm is... Okay, you guys are getting... Okay, you guys are getting weird now. You're like, swarm of killer bees, malaria-infested mosquito. What? Look at these weird, like... little like you're desperate. This is desperation. You're plucking little desperate hypothetical situations because I beat every eagle. I beat the condors. I beat the vultures. I win the 1v1s. It is what it is. I win. Not vulture. I'm sorry, brother. Vultures don't know what to do. They only time they attack something is when it's already dead. I win. Trained falcon. Dude, their bones are hollow. I'm trying to explain this to you guys. Their bones are hollow. I win. African honeybees travel 20 miles an hour. Usain Bolt averaged 23.3 in his best race. Good luck. Okay, bro, I'm not going to fucking pick a fight with killer African honeybees. Okay, firstly, because bees are homies. Okay? I would never fight a bee. They're good guys. Now, would I fight hornets? Yes. Said anything that flies back down, king. I would argue that bees don't fly, they hover, actually. And so they don't count as a flying creature. They're too fat to fly, man. They defy the laws of physics. I've seen the documentary. All right, how about this? It has to be a 1v1. Okay, how about this? Because that would stop all your ridiculous hypotheticals you keep bringing up. In a 1v1, I beat anything that can fly. In a 1v1, I just win. Not a hawk? Brother, hawks are so small. What are you talking about? A hawk is easier to kill than an eagle. I think the long game mosquito wins. Dude. By the way, I'm not saying I don't come out horrifically maimed. That's not what I'm saying. I will get f***ed up by a lot of these animals. I will probably be near death, but I will still win. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I would beat any flying creature in a 1v1.
I can arrange.
And here's the thing. You would too. Okay? You would too. You need to understand this. You would win also. I would not. That's what this is. Look, that's what this is all about. Omi, this is about you not believing in yourself and projecting onto me. Because I would win. I would just make it happen. I would manifest victory. How do you feel about how well you do against a chimp? A chimp would kill me outright. It would be so one-sided, brother. Look, that's the thing. I'm not in any illusion that I could beat every animal, okay? A chimp would rip my limbs off and my face off. I would just beat hollow-boned flying creatures. If it flies, it dies. I would. Not that. Hey, look, I'm not saying that, though, okay? I love animals, okay? I'm not saying this is all a hypothetical, okay? I love the animals, Maya. I do. I'm saying if it was life or death and something flying was trying to kill me, I just win. I just win, man.
Sam. Your ability to 1v1 a bird is like Aeoniica's ability to land a last hit album.
Dude, that was unbelievable. I saw the clip in Discord of Aeoniica trying to play League of Legends. That was diabolical, actually. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Miss? Dude. What is that? When are you carrying Aeoniica out of bronze? Dude. I'm going to blame... Okay. This will get back to him. Okay, but I am going to blame JP. But me and JP duoed League of Legends 2 nights ago. And he had like the worst games of his life, dude. We got demoted to silver. That's how bad it was. We lost like 6 in a row. And I had to solo queue the next day and get back up to gold behind his back. I need him to lock in. He's sitting on a 40% win rate or some shit right now. I'm at like 52. It might be my fault because I keep playing support. Oh my god, though. The bard games I had last night were god tier. I was duoing with Calm. Oh my god, dude. I was playing out of my mind. I was everywhere. They didn't know what to do with me. Kind of fucked up to leave him behind. I'm not going to leave him behind. I have so many ops, okay? I hit silver within, and I wasn't streaming, within 2 minutes of me hitting silver, 7 DMs. From Gmart, people from the chat, like fucking just going like, silver, huh? Like they just knew instantly that I went to silver. Wasn't streaming, just all the ops just came out instantly. Oh, so you went down to silver. Like, what the f***? It was crazy. I couldn't believe how many people knew before I knew that I was silver. So I had to fix it. I had to hit the solo queue last night and come back to gold. Yeah, there's too many ops. Gmart was the first one. Gmart was like, ooh, silver, huh? And I was like, you motherfucker. Can't a man be wounded in peace? This streamer thinks he badass because he took wasps into a pool one time. An eagle would kill Sam and the whole ass town he lives in. John, why are you so afraid of an eagle, dude? I swear to God, Sam acts like an NPC you find dead with boxing gloves in Fallout or some shit, and you're like, how'd they die? And then you find a note in a nearby building that says, mates don't think I could beat a Deathclaw in a boxing match. I'll show them. That's... what? Wedge-tailed eagles killed deer and kangaroo before, by the way. Okay, but have they killed man? The greatest hunter of all? No, they haven't. Otherwise, you'd know about it. Yeah, they have. A wedge-tailed eagle has killed an adult human. There is 0 documented cases of wedge-tailed eagles killing adult humans. There have been a few reports of wedge-tailed eagles attacking children, but these are rare and often in controlled environments like a bird show. You guys are so full of shit, man. You don't need to die to lose a fight. It's because nobody ever found the bodies. You guys are coping. You're coping. You're coping. I'm trying to lift you guys up. I'm trying to... It's not even that... Because I know I could be an eagle, okay? I know I could be an eagle. It's not even about that anymore. It's me trying to convince you guys that you could too. You just don't believe in yourselves. I need you to believe in yourselves before you could... You can't believe... How could you possibly believe in me when you have no belief in yourself? The problem is, Sam and Dizzy, you're so often confident in things that are very much wrong. Okay, but there's an element of joy in doubling down on something you know is wrong. Because at that point, it's the only joy that can be had in acknowledging your own failures. Is to see how far you can take it. But this is not one of those times. I would be an eagle. I've talked about this before. Dude, I heard squirrels are turning cannibal. That's pretty epic. You hear about this? American squirrels have started, like, eating... They started, like... They become... Not cannibals, carnivores. But also cannibals, because I think they eat the smaller ones. The gray squirrels? Or is it the gray ones? I don't know. One of the kinds of squirrels is eating the other kind. They become cannibals / carnivores. The grays. The grays are eating the reds. This guy's part of the problem. Look, he's nurturing a gray to kill. Could you take 100 squirrels? Look, I don't like these. Look, every could you taker needs to be in a 1v1 scenario, okay? There's too many variables in a 1vx. Could I take 1 squirrel? Yes, that's all that matters. Could I take a bear? No. What do you mean, could you take a bear? I don't think anything can take a bear. A tiger? I don't know if a tiger could take a full-grown bear, dude. Bears hunt each other. I know, but isn't that a silverback? I don't... Why would a gorilla and a bear fight, though? I mean, I shouldn't ask that. It depends, though, right? Do we know how strong bears actually are? Like, we've obviously measured gorilla strength, but I don't think we've measured bear strength. Grizzly bear is estimated to be 5 times stronger than a human in terms of raw lifting and carrying power. They also possess powerful claws, teeth, and muscles that enable them to inflict severe injuries with a single blow or bite. I don't know, man. It's kind of similar to a gorilla. I don't know who would win. Polar bears are the largest land carnivore. Gorilla wins. Do you think a gorilla beats a polar bear? Let's ask Google AI. Google AI says, no, a gorilla would absolutely not beat a polar bear in a fight. Polar bears are significantly larger, stronger, and have powerful claws and teeth. Silverback gorillas typically weigh 300 to 500 pounds. Polar bears weigh 1,500 pounds. Polar bears are built for brute strength, with insane bite force and large claws. Gorillas, while strong, lack predatory adaptations of a polar bear. Polar bears are apex predators. They have evolved to hunt and kill. Gorillas are primarily herbivores and lack the predatory instincts and experience required. Polar bears have thick fur and fat to provide significant protection from injury, making it more resilient. Gorillas have a thinner hide and would be more vulnerable to injury. Dude, the AI thinks the gorilla gets fucked up. The AI is convinced the gorilla gets absolutely one and done. A polar bear is like 3 to 5 times heavier than a gorilla. I didn't know polar bears were that big, actually. That's fucking insane. What if we train the gorilla in MMA? Now you're asking the right questions. See, what if we did... Gorillas aren't apex predators, but what if we trained one in isolation to become an apex predator? Then what happens when we release it to fight a polar bear? The only people that have really tested this in any capacity is the Tekken devs. But they... Did they ever have a gorilla character in Tekken? I think they only had Kuma and Panda, which were bears. I don't think there was ever a gorilla in Tekken. They did have a kangaroo. They also had a fucking little velociraptor with boxing gloves called Gon. That was a trip. You follow the phrase, if it's brown, get down. If it's black, fight back. If it's white, good night. Oh, is in bear types? Yeah, that makes sense. Who would win a fight against a panda? Well, panda has the problem of, like, it's not a predator, right? It just eats bamboo. That motherfucker's useless. He's not beating anybody. He don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, even, it says, in a fight between a polar bear and a Siberian tiger, the polar bear would win. The AI thinks the Siberian tiger loses. Wait, that's actually, who would win between a human male and an eagle? In a fight between a human male and a bald eagle, the human would likely win, even if unarmed and in a controlled environment. But an eagle could inflict serious injury or death in a surprise attack if the human was unprepared. Humans are significantly larger and stronger than eagles. They could overpower the bird. They can use their hands and arms to restrain the eagle, and in many scenarios they would have access to weapons or tools. Humans are more intelligent and can strategize. In a wide open space, the eagle might have the advantage. However, a human with some awareness could defend themselves and just grab the eagle during a dive. In a confined space, the human size and strength would become more significant and they could corner and trap the eagle. But if the eagle got a surprise attack, the outcome could be very different. The initial strike could be devastating. While the eagle possesses some formidable physical advantages, a human's size, strength, and intelligence make it more likely that they would win in a fight. Why? Did that eagle just dive me? What the fuck? Zero awareness? I was reading the thing! Okay, who would win between polar bear and hippo? Hippo just wins everything, right? There's nothing that beats a hippo. Maybe an elephant beats a hippo. Yeah, hippo just wins. Hippos have more powerful bite force, larger teeth, and they're up to 4 times heavier than a polar bear. The polar bear might not even be able to penetrate the hippo's thick skin. In a fight between a hippo and an elephant, the elephant would win due to its superior size, strength, tusks. While hippos are known for their aggression, they are generally smaller and less physically imposing than elephants. Elephants are so cool, man. I fucking love elephants. They're so cool. Rhinos? Aren't rhinos, like, not that good because they're basically blind? Have you seen the video of an elephant just throwing a hippo? No. Oh no, there is no video. It was literally a photographer who was trying to watch. Oh my god, dude. You guys want to play a game?